If you're riding a hump speed bump and on your car you suddenly hear a clunk sound either left or right side when you're riding it, if that's the case, it would be a very good idea to check your suspension. Two faults come to mind: the ball joint and the steering rack. The steering rack, it could be simple like a loose bolt. The ball joint could be complicated like a worn ball joint. So the next thing you should do is try and simply jack up your car and have a look. I like to use a quick pumping jack like this one. Makes work a lot easier. Alright, with the wheel in the air, rotate it of course. Put your hand on the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. This is not the one I expect. I can feel a slight wobble there. That sometimes is just the steering system not being on. When the steering system is on, that stiffness comes back. This is the more important one, the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position. I don't feel a wobble. I feel a slight wobble here, so I'm going to turn the engine on and have another feel. Engine running. I can feel a slight play. Still a slight play. Next thing to do, turn the steering all the way to the right, and then check the steering nut to make sure that's on tight, and I've just checked that and it is still tight. With my hands on the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, there's a slight play in there. The steering system is apparently electronic motors. I'm not sure. I am going to check it. Check that. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock again. Nothing. Next step, put your car on an axle stand. Right, turn the steering all the way to the right or left. In this case I've turned it to the left. This oil stain here is I squirted on silicone. Check this boot here. This rubber boot, notice how it's squashed up now. I think that boot is worn. See that? I think that boot is worn. It doesn't look quite right. Turn the steering the other way. Before we do that, give it a little kind of wiggle. 3 o'clock. It's not wiggling, my head's in the way probably. I just don't like the look of that boot. Like it's got a split in it. See that? On the edge. Let's check the other side. Right, so with the steering straight, look how funny that boot looks. Like it's deflated. Like a deflated kind of tyre. See that? I reckon that boot's losing air and losing grease. Compared to the other side, look at the state of that boot. It's completely different. There's more shape to it, even though there's weight resting on it. So the left side boot doesn't look right. You can see where I've squared silicone on this side as well. So it's not that. Let's compare. Here we go, there's this side again. So it's almost collapsed. It's holding out though. I'm not going to change it yet because I'm going to have to change our whole arm. As you can see, there's no 3 nuts to undo and change the the ball joint only, unfortunately. It just doesn't look right, does it? So it's half collapsed. So if you go over speed bumps and you hear a clunk, don't ignore it. It's indicating something is wrong. So probably check the ball joint and definitely check also the steering rack nut. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, I estimate I've got a little bit of a life left in that ball joint, and when it gets too bad I'll have to change it.